my name's Neil Medland and I'm a professional photographer based in Hervey Bay, Queensland, Australia. And recently during one of my live streams, I was out photographing some pelicans at sunrise. And when I got home, I noticed that my white balance wasn't quite right. It wasn't how I saw it out there, which is why I'm making this video. Now, I shoot in auto white balance. The only time I deviate from auto white balance is when I'm shooting astrophotography or if I'm shooting in a studio. Okay, it's one less thing that I have to worry about when I'm in the field. And 90% of the time the camera does get it right. Okay, the camera will usually get the white balance pretty spot on. And I always shoot in RAW, so by shooting in RAW, I can change it when I get home on those rare occasions that the camera doesn't get it right. Okay, if I'm consistently changing my white balance in the field, I'm going to miss shots. Okay, if I'm worried about what my white balance is doing, I am going to miss shots. I know there's people out there that like to set it to daylight during the daylight hours, tungsten for indoors, whatever you're comfortable with. Okay, whatever works for you, do. Auto white balance works for me. And like I said, 90% of the time, camera gets it right. I shoot in RAW, it's irrelevant. It's one of those things that I don't have to worry about. It gives me more time out in the field to take photographs rather than worry about white balance. Now, what you're seeing here is the final image. So this is what I've come up with after my quick edit. And now if we take a look at the RAW file, this is the RAW file. Okay, so as you can see, white balance is drastically different. Now, what I'm going to do, not only am I going to show you the RAW file, I'm going to show you how to bring out some detail in those pelicans, add some contrast, and just improve the image. So what we're going to do is we're going to develop our RAW file and bring it back to more how I remember the scene. Okay, so when it comes to white balance, as it's loaded in, it'll come in as shot. So if I want to go to daylight, there's my daylight. Okay, cloudy. I can choose from here all my presets that are in the camera, where if you shoot in JPEG, your JPEG is stamped. You can't change these from a JPEG. Okay, you still have access to your sliders, so you'll be able to change it. But the JPEG image, it's harder and not as nice to change. Okay, so just remember that, yeah, JPEG is only holding half of the information that a RAW file has. By shooting in RAW, we've got access to all of these presets. Okay, so I'm going to just try and find one as close as I remember it. And I think the cloudy is pretty close. Okay, the shade's a bit too orange. I think cloudy is kind of roughly, it's a good starting point. Okay, from here, I'm just going to have a quick look at my profile. If I use Adobe Landscape, it's going to really boost everything. So that's probably a bit too much for my liking. The camera landscape, I think, is a bit nicer. So this is my in-camera landscape profile. So we'll go with that for starters. Okay, first thing I'm going to do, let's crop the image. Now, for those that were in the live stream, I'm doing a little bit of a bit of a challenge at the moment, and that is to enter the Pano Awards. Okay, the whole purpose of this live stream was to try and capture an award-winning image that I'm going to enter into the Pano Awards. So sticking with that theme, we're going to do a panoramic image. So I'm going to crop it in a 2x1, and you know, this is one of those images where I was sort of in two minds of whether I should just crop out this pelican on the right and just have the four to have them fit the frame nicely. But I think that there's just enough pelican there that I think it works, okay? If it had have been framed up a bit more like this, if we had have chopped that pelican's head off, I would definitely crop it in. The fact that we can see the whole head, okay, I think that just works. Okay, we've got the entire head in there, a little bit of a space over to the left that they're heading into. That's a thing. I'll cover that in my wildlife videos, but I always like to have space. So if you're looking into space, where this one here, I think that works. Just there's enough of the pelican's head to make the shot work. Okay, I think if we were to crop it out altogether, yeah, look, that also works, but yeah, this is my photo, so I'm going to leave it in. All right, so I think that's quite nice. So the first thing I want to do is, let's just frame it up a bit better. I'm going to get those pelicans right on this line here, kind of going with that rule of thirds type thing. Yeah, that looks nice about there. Okay, so that's my starting point. The way I'd like to do these images, I always start with my sky. I'm going to look at my sky first, and then I'm going to bring in some detail for the pelicans. So look, sky's looking pretty good where it is. If anything, I'm going to add a little bit of contrast just to make it pop a little bit more. I might bring down my highlights a little bit, bring down my whites a little bit, and then just lift the exposure a little bit, okay? So at this stage, again, just looking at my sky, getting the sky to where I want it, and then we'll kind of work with layers and bring in more detail as we go. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Next thing I'm going to do is work on the pelicans. Now, this is where I do prefer to do it in Photoshop, but let's have a crack in Lightroom and just see how we go in Lightroom. Okay, so what I'm going to do is select my subjects, and hopefully Lightroom selects my subjects well, because now we just want to start to bring in some detail into the pelicans. And I'm going to show you a really cool way of bringing in detail without making it look too fake or unnatural. Okay, it's done a reasonable job. If I just hold my shift key, I can zoom in, and it's missed quite a few spots. Okay, so it's picking in gaps. That's why I prefer Photoshop. Photoshop, I think, just does a better job. But there is what we can do in Lightroom is if we go up to our subtract tool and just hit subtract, and what I'm going to do is select a brush. So I'm going to use a brush to subtract the areas that I don't want. So just by painting into the areas, I can use my mouse to zoom in and out, and I'm going to paint out effectively the bits that I don't want. Okay, so we're just going to subtract parts of the image we don't want. So we don't want that water being affected. This is actually working better than I remember it. Okay, so just as I'm just clicking and painting into the areas that I want to take away from that mask, hold the shift key, and when we can drag, there's a little bit in there we'll get rid of. Doesn't need to be perfect, okay, because as you'll see soon, we're just going to do a subtle adjustment. Subtlety is the key with editing. You don't want to overdo things. Okay, so I'm just going to use that subtract key, remove the bits that we don't, there's a bit in there. Anything that is in red is part of our subject. Okay, so we just want to eliminate, subtract the bits in red that we don't want. So we don't want it affecting that water there. We don't want it affecting up underneath the pelican, in behind the head. Okay, I'm going to do this fairly quickly, but you sort of get the idea. Just by using that subtract key and a brush, we can brush out the bits we don't want. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Let's just get a little bit up in there as well. Okay, and now we've just painted out the bits that we don't want. There's another little bit in there. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Okay, and then we can just zoom out, and now we've selected just the pelicans. If I zoom back in again, what we want to do is, if I just quickly hit add, brush, I think it's just missed a bit there. So now we can add bits back in that it may have missed. Okay, again, hold the shift key, click, and that's going to zoom out. So that's looking pretty good. Okay, it's selected the pelicans quite well. Now what I'm going to do, rather than just lift the exposure on the pelicans, what I'm going to do is bring up, because I still want that, I want them backlit. Okay, so I want to emphasize that backlighting. So by emphasizing backlighting, all I'm going to do is bring up the highlights and bring up the whites. Okay, and that's going to leave the dark areas quite dark. So if we just have a look at before and after, so now it's making the backlighting look a bit more backlit and just bringing a little bit of detail into the pelicans. Okay, I don't really want to bring up my shadows too much, because then we sort of start to take some of the black out of the feathers. We could probably lift our exposure ever so slightly. So I'm just going to lift that up by about 0.2. Okay, before and after. Okay, so like I said, subtlety is the key. But yeah, by bringing up our highlights and our whites without clipping our whites, okay, we're just starting to make them a little bit more backlit, but also just bringing in a little bit of detail. Okay, and then again, we've got our amount slider. If we find that we go too far, we can take our amount down and just bring it up to where we want it. Okay, no right way or wrong way with editing, just lots of different ways. Okay, so you get it to where you want it. I think somewhere around, I just want to bring them up a little bit. So about there is looking pretty good. We'll go back to our main image. Now, still, it's looking a little bit too dark overall. So I'm going to apply some global shadows. We're just going to lift the shadows of everything. I'm going to lift my blacks up just a little bit as well, just to see what it looks like. We can always dial them back. Let's have a quick look. Now I'm just going to do my before and after. And already that's looking much better. We've got that backlight, we've got the golden glow, looking much better. Okay, contrast is a big one, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do contrast down through my tone curve. So if we come down to our tone curve, actually, you know what, let's just add a very subtle S curve, and that's just going to boost our contrast again. Okay, so again, just eyeball on and off. Okay, so again, it's boosted our contrast, brought up our whites a bit, brought down our blacks a bit. Okay, now that I look at it, I think it is too orange, so I'm just going to dial back my white balance. Now that I've done my edits, it is too yellow. So now I'm just going to dial back my white balance a little bit. So we've got a little bit of a golden glow, but it's not quite as aggressive as it was before. So somewhere around there is looking pretty good. And that's about it. That's about all we really need to do. So if we have a look at before and after, okay, we've brought out the detail in the pelicans, we've got that golden glow back in the sky. It's brought the image to life. Okay, it's not quite that flat raw file. It's a bit more how we saw it on the day. Okay, it had that nice golden glow to it. Okay, we could see all the details in the pelicans. So hopefully you did like that. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe. See me out in the field capturing images like this live, and I'll talk through the process. I'll talk through camera settings, and you'll see me getting into weird positions. So that's it for this one. Thank you again, and hopefully next time I see you, I will be live. So for people new to the channel, I've set myself a little bit of a challenge, and okay, there's going to be struggles. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Yeah, okay, so enough talking, let's get on with the edit.